A pleasant day, fella. Today is another day for new learning because we will discuss in depth and disclose all the information that we gathered about premium liability coupon offer. Of course, we cannot proceed without you knowing our names. I am Moran Yosua together with Mr. John Carlos Santo, and we will be your attendants in exploring Chapter 2 Premium Liability Coupon Offer. At this moment, I'd like to unveil the underlying significant objective that we must achieve after our discussion. So here is our technical knowledge of the chapter. Number 1 is to know the recognition of premium liability. Number 2 is to know the recognition of coupons for free products. Number 3 is to know the recognition of coupons for discounts. Number 4 is to know the recognition of rebates. And number 5 is to understand the recognition and measurement of a customer loyalty program. I guess that's a bit tough to hear, but we will make it easier for you because we were about to start our proper discussion about premium liability coupon offer. To start with, let us define what is a premium. So, premium is an article of value. Kasi it is a form of credit to our customers that arises from their previous purchases. It is a form of customer valuation to honor and express our gratitude for the loyalty of our customer, which is why it is an article of value. Some examples are the toys, dishes, silverware, and other goods given to our customers. Maliban dyan, it stimulates the sale daw. Of course, we are all a customer. We are attracted to promotions and something na magbe-benefit tayo, and premium gives not only benefit but gives value to our customer. Number 3, when the merchandise is sold, distribution of premium liability arises. Included here are the estimates kung magkano nga ba ang maximum amount of premium at kung magkano nga ba ang possible na ma-redeem ng mga customer after meeting a certain criteria. To put it simple, here's are the accounting treatment for premium liability. So number 1, when premiums are purchased. So number 1, tatandaan lang natin na whenever a merchandise is sold, a premium liability arises. Kasi we are presuming na ma-redeem siya ng customer. So we will be having debit to premium kasi it is a current asset, not until it is distributed, and credit to cash for the value of the items to be given as price. So number 2 naman, when the premiums are distributed to customer. So we will be having debit to premium expense kasi pinamigay na siya sa customer who are able to meet a certain criteria, and credit to premium to decrease the amount of total premiums. So number 3 naman, at the end of the year, if premiums are still outstanding. If ever na magkakaroon or hindi na-redeem lahat ng premium na in-expect, we will be having our journal entry to debit premium expense and credit estimated premium liability. For the application of the preceding slides, let us have our illustration from page 40 to 41 of our book. So to journalize the given data, our journal entry will as follows. Number 1 is to record the sales. We will be having debit to cash and credit to sales, which is both worth 3 million pesos. And number 2, to record the purchase of the premiums, we will be having debit to premiums, both, and credit to cash, both worth 100,000. These data are given in our problem. So for journal entry number 3, to record the redemption of 4,000 wrappers. So we have debit to cash, 8,000, and also debit to premium expense, 32,000, and credit to premium soup bowls worth 40,000. So we have our legend, the single asterisk. 40,000 wrappers, or 4,000 wrappers rather, divided by 5 wrappers is equals to 800 bowls to be distributed. So kanina, sabi, 4,000 wrappers daw ang nabalik. At para maka-avail ng 1 soup bowl, kailangan mo nang makabalik ng 5 wrappers. So madaling salita, magkakaroon tayo ng ratio na 5:1. Pero bakit nga ba naka-debit ang cash instead na whole amount of 40,000 ang ating nasa premium expense? It is because meron tayong redemption price. Ano nga ba ang redemption price? It is the amount the customer shall pay to avail the premium. Bago maka-avail, kailangan mo nang magkaroon or magbayad ng customer ng 10 pesos, giving us the cash inflow of 8,000. So our second legend, we have the double asterisk. So we have 50 pesos cost per bowl less 10 pesos na redemption price is equals to 40 pesos per bowl. Bakit natin binawas ang redemption price sa cost ng ating premium? It is because presumed na binayaran ng customer ang 10 pesos sa total cost ng bowl. So originally, gumastos lang ng 40 pesos ang company for the premium expense. However, sa credit side naman natin, the whole amount of 50, which is the total cost per bowl, is being charged to the premium kasi recorded previously in the whole amount ang ating premium. So we have our journal entry number 4 to record the liability at the end of the first year. We have debit to premium expense and credit to estimated premium liability, both worth 16,000. So 16,000 is derived from wrappers to be redeemed, which is the rate of estimated wrappers to be redeemed, the 60% multiplied by the total merchandise sold, which is 10,000 wrappers, which will give us 6,000 wrappers to be redeemed, less the wrappers redeemed na 4,000, which will give us a balance of 2,000. So the balance, by the way, represents the total number of merchandise still outstanding and to be redeemed, divided by the number of wrappers to redeem, which is 5, giving us the premiums to be distributed na 400, multiplied by the cost per bowl na 40, which will give us 16,000 estimated premium liability. So next in line is the financial statement classification of premium plan. At the end of the year, the accounts related to the premium plan are classified and presented in financial statement as follows. So first, this is the representation in the balance sheet. So number 1, we have for the current asset under the account of premium soup bowl, which is worth 60,000 pesos. So 60,000 pesos is derived from the journal entries number 2 and number 3. So the second one, for the current liability under the account of estimated premium liability worth 16,000 pesos. So the data is derived from the computation kanina from the previous slide. And lastly is the classification in the income statement data from journal entry numbers 3 and number 4. 32,000 pesos plus 16,000 pesos, which will give us 48,000 pesos in the premium expense. Now, let us jump and uncover the variations of premiums. In the contract of sale, an entity may offer the customer with incentives such as free products, discount coupons, and rebate coupons to escalate their sale. So generally, free product coupon, discount, and rebates are obligations arising from a contract of inception. So what is a contract of inception? IFRS 15 paragraph 22, in contract of inception, goods are promised in the contract with the customer and shall identify as a performance obligation each promise to transfer either of the following. Number 1, a distinct good or a series of distinct goods that are substantially the same and that have the same pattern of transfer to the customer. So how does this work? Fundamentally, company gives specific criteria that the customer must meet, and in exchange for the effort ng customer, nagbibigay sila ng coupons, either specific goods or series of distinct goods. Moreover, in case that the customer has material right, the seller has an obligation that must be satisfied. So basically, material right refers to or gives rise to a performance obligation that the seller must satisfy after additional purchase. In effect, the customer pays the seller in advance for future delivery of additional goods. Accordingly, the entity has two performance obligations in this customer option. So number 1, we have to deliver or transfer the goods or products sold. So these are the goods paid in advance. And number 2, to satisfy the customer option for coupons for free products, discounts, and rebates. So these are the option kung ano nga ba ang i-avail ng customer. So take note, of course, that the entity is required to allocate the transaction price of goods sold between the product sold and the customer option based on relative standalone price. So why is there a need for an allocation of transaction price? The objective behind the allocation of the transaction price to each performance obligation is to establish a fair allocation of amount to the performance obligation that depicts the amount of consideration to which the entity expects to be entitled in exchange for transferring the promised goods or service to the customer. Thus, the transaction price must be deferred kasi hindi pa naman siya na-perform and allocation pa lang siya solely. On the other hand, magiging income lamang siya once na na-exercise na siya or nag-expire. So next, let us define what is free product coupon. So free products are types of coupon that give rise to additional product for free after reaching a specific criteria. To make it more comprehensible, let us have our illustration for free product coupon. So please refer to the problem presented on page 43 of our book. Take note that the standalone selling price of the coupon is equal to the selling price of the free product adjusted by the expected redemption. So for the given data, we will be having our standalone selling price as follows. So the number of free additional products 1,800 divided by 3, which will give us 600, multiplied by the actual selling price na 1,500, which will give us a selling price of 900,000. So multiply by the expected redemption rate na 75% kasi sabi kanina it is adjusted by the expected redemption. So the expected redemption here is the 75%. So we will be having our standalone selling price na 675,000 pesos. So shown in the table is the allocation of your transaction price. Kasi sabi natin kanina, the transaction price shall be allocated on each performance obligation. So here, the allocation for the product sold and the coupons. Ang fraction ay na-derive natin by dividing the standalone selling price ng product and coupon by the total standalone selling price and multiplied with the total transaction price na 2,700,000, which will give us the 2,160,000 and 540,000 respectively for products sold and coupons. So for our journal entry number 1, to record the sales for 2021, we have the debit to cash, which is worth 2,700,000, and credit to sale, which is worth 2,160,000, and also credit to deferred revenue coupon, which is worth 540,000. So for our journal entry number 2, to record the delivery of 150 free products in 2022. So we have to debit the deferred revenue coupons, which is worth 135,000, and also credit to sales, which is worth 135,000 pesos. So the 135,000 pesos is derived from dividing the 150 delivered free products by the number of free additional product, which is 600 times the allocation price for the coupons na 540,000. Given this data also, pwede nating ma-monitor kung magkano pa ang ating deferred revenue by subtracting coupons redeemed from the allocated transaction price for the coupons na 540,000. So this will give us a deferred revenue for December 31, 2022 na 405,000. So by the way, the reason why we debit the deferred revenue and credit the sales kasi na-earn na natin siya. At this juncture, let us define what is a discount coupon. So discount coupon is a reduction in transaction price after meeting a certain level of purchase. It is for a limited time where products are offered at a lower price than its usual full price. So to have a grasp, please refer to the problem presented on page 44 of the book. So do note that the standalone selling price is equals to the amount of discount and future purchases adjusted by the expected redemption price. So to arrive at the standalone selling price of our discount coupon, we have the average price of future purchases, which is 12,500 multiplied by the number of discount coupons na 100, which will give us the total amount of future purchase na 1,250,000, then multiplied by the percent of discount na 40%, which will give us the total discount on future purchases na 500,000, multiplied by the expected redemption na 80% kasi sabi, it shall be adjusted by the expected redemption rate, which will give us the standalone selling price of discount coupon na 400,000 pesos. Again, our table shows the allocation ng ating transaction price. The treatment and procedure for the allocation is the same as the free product coupons, arriving us with 7,220,000 allocated transaction price for products and 380,000 pesos for the coupons. To account this data, our journal entry number 1 to record the sale, debit to cash which is worth 7,600,000 and also credit to sales which is worth 7,220,000 and credit to deferred revenue coupons na 380,000 pesos. So our second journal entry to record the redemption of coupons, we have to debit cash worth 600,000 and also debit deferred revenue coupons worth 380,000 pesos and credit to sales worth 980,000 pesos. So to derive with the amount of cash, we have the total amount of future purchases worth 1,250,000 multiplied by or less the discount, which is derived by multiplying the discount rate by the total amount of future purchases na 1,250,000, which will give us a discount of 500,000 and this will lead us to the net price na 750,000 multiplied by the expected redemption 80%, which will give us the cash received from the customer na 600,000 pesos. Next, we have the rebates. Rebates are retrospective payment that ultimately reduces the overall cost of the product or service at a later date. Retailers can reimburse discount from manufacturer and the standalone selling price of the rebate is equal to discount on the product sold during the year adjusted by the expected redemption. So retrospective kasi after bumili ng retailer ng merchandise at nabenta ito ng retailer, pwedeng ma-reimburse ng retailer ang discount mula sa manufacturer. To learn more about rebates, let us have our illustrative problem on page 45 of the book. Again, una muna natin kukunin ang standalone selling price ng ating rebates. To have this, we have the number of products sold, which is 30,000 multiplied by the discount per coupon na 50, which will give us a total amount of discount na 1,500,000 and multiplied by the expected redemption na 75%, which will give us a standalone selling price ng ating rebates of 1,250,000 pesos. So for the allocation of the transaction price, again, same procedure for the allocation price or transaction price from previous illustration. Pinagkaiba lamang dito ay ang product sold standalone selling price is based sa ating coupon discount na 50 pesos multiplied by 30,000 merchandise sold. Kasi diba ang rebate ay reimbursement ng retailer ng discount sa kanyang manufacturer. That is why instead na product price, it is the discount price. Thus, to record the sale, we have the debit to cash which is worth 4,500,000, credit to sale worth 3,600,000, and also credit to rebate liability 900,000 pesos. So for our second journal entry to record the reimbursement to retailers, we have to debit the rebate liability na 200,000 and credit to cash na 200,000 also. To present the other variation of premium liability, Mr. John Carlos Santo will take the lead. Take it away, JC.
Thank you, Marian, and I am John Carlos El Santo. I'm going to report the remaining topics in this chapter. So, gift certificates. Usually, pamilyar naman tayo sa gift certificates. Ito yung binibenta ng mga stores, ng mga entity, ng mga businesses sa customers na may equivalent amount na magagamit in the future. Under IFRS 15, the non-redemption of the gift certificates is referred to as breakage. So, halimbawa tayo yung entity. Tayo yung nagbenta ng gift certificates. Syempre, hindi naman lahat ng customers na bumili natin ng gift certificates ay magagamit nila yon or mariredeem nila yung gift certificates. And yung tawag doon sa mga gift certificates na hindi mariredeem, yung tawag doon is breakage. And from that breakage is magkakaroon tayo ng revenue. The seller should recognize revenue from the breakage based on the value of the certificates redeemed in proportion to the expected value of certificates to be redeemed. And tong statement na to is appreciate natin siya kapag nasa illustration na tayo. And take note that as a customer, halimbawa tayo naman yung customer na bumili sa entity ng gift certificates, non-refundable siya, hindi na siya pwedeng ibalik. So, ang choice natin, it's either gagamitin natin yung gift certificates or hindi. So, let's proceed to our illustration. During the current year, an entity sold gift certificates worth 5 million to customers in exchange for future delivery of its product. The gift certificates are non-refundable and the entity expects that 10% of the certificates will not be redeemed. The entity redeemed gift certificates worth 1,800,000 during the current year. So, ang una nating i-compute ay yung expected value of breakage. Sabi ko nga kanina, yung breakage is yun yung mga hindi redeem yung mga hindi gumamit ng gift certificates. And in our illustration, yung entity nag-expect siya ng 10% of the sold gift certificates ay hindi mare-redeem. So, 5 million, which is the sold gift certificates, multiplied by 10% expected certificates not to be redeemed, and makuha natin yung value na expected value of breakage na 500,000. And if yung 10% is the expected value of certificates na hindi i-redeem, syempre the latter, the 90%, yun yung expected ng entity na magre-redeem. So, 5 million times 90% is equals to 4,500. And yung value of certificates redeemed during that year is 1,800,000. So, ito na yung sinasabi ko kayo na ma-appreciate natin yung kung paano kunin yung breakage revenue. The breakage revenue is equal to the proportion of value certificates redeemed to the expected value of certificates to be redeemed multiplied by the expected value of breakage. So, yung breakage revenue daw is computed by the value of certificates redeemed. Diba, in our illustration, yung value na certificates redeemed is 1,800. Redeem to the expected value of certificates to be redeemed. Yung expectation niya, di ba yung 10%, yun yung breakage natin, yun yung expected ng company na hindi magre-redeem. So, dito, ang kailangan natin yung expected value of certificates to be redeemed. So, yung 90% ng 5 million, which is 4,500, then i-multiply natin siya sa 10% na breakage natin na na-compute natin kanina, and makakompute natin yung 200,000, which is yun nga yung breakage revenue. Lagi natin tatandaan in computing revenue in this scenario is actual redemption over expected value of gift certificates to be redeemed, and i-multiply natin siya dun sa breakage revenue na na-compute natin. Lagi natin tatandaan yung formula na yon kasi magagamit natin siya hanggang sa last topic ng chapter na to. So, going back for the journal entry of this illustration, debit cash 5 million, to record the sale of gift certificates, debit cash 5 million, credit deferred revenue, gift certificates 5 million. Bakit siya deferred revenue? Syempre, hindi pa natin siya na-earn. Ma-earn lang natin siya once the customer redeem the certificates or once na binalik na nila yung certificates. So, hanggat hindi pa nila ginagamit yung certificates is may liability tayo sa kanila. So, for the next journal entry, to record the value of certificates redeemed. So, dito, ito na yung sinasabi ko na kanina na may nag-redeem. So, deferred revenue, gift certificates, debit, 1,800,000 and credit sales, 1,800,000. And to record the breakage revenue, deferred revenue, gift certificates, 200,000 and credit breakage revenue, 200,000. Ito nga yung na-compute natin na breakage revenue kanina. So, next, customer loyalty program. Customer loyalty program, ginagawa ito ng mga businesses, ng mga entity to retain their valuable customers, to build brand loyalty, and of course, to increase sales of volume. Para promotion siya, para magkaroon ng suke, para tumaas yung sales ng entity. And take note that yung customer loyalty program is nag-operate siya in different way. Pwedeng stamp, pwedeng points. For example, halimbawa, yung sa Suki card. Yung sa Suki card sa Pure Gold, pag nag-grocery tayo, hinahanapan tayo ng Suki card. Pag every purchase natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng points or points or also called as award credits. Same as the SM Advantage card. Kada purchase natin, hinahanapan tayo ng SM Advantage cards para bigyan tayo ng points. So, let's go to the measurement. An entity shall account for the award credits as separately component of the initial sale transaction. A according to IFRS 15, paragraph 74, provides that an entity shall allocate the transaction price to each performance obligations identified in a contract on a relative stand selling price basis. So, yung fair value na ma-receive natin from the customer or yung money, yung amount, is hindi natin siya i-record as sale as a whole. Ang gagawin natin is i-allocate natin siya into two. I-allocate natin siya into the value of the product and the value of the points. So, value of the product and value of the points. So, paano natin ma-determine yung value nun? So, gagawa tayo ng fraction in order to allocate each stand-alone selling price from the value and from the points. And kailangan balance siya sa total value of considerations na na-receive natin, yung amount na na-receive natin from customer. And what is a stand-alone selling price? A stand-alone selling price is the price at which an entity would sell a promised good or service separately to a customer. So, ito nga sinasabi ko kanina, yung i-allocate natin para ma-identify natin yung stand-alone selling price ng dalawa. So in recognition, the amount of revenue recognized shall be based on the number of award credits that have been redeemed relatively to the total number expected to be redeemed. So, itong recognition na to is same lang siya sa sa gift certificates, na iba lang siya ng tawag. Pero yung computation niya, yung nature niya is same lang din. So, let's proceed to our illustration para mas maintindihan natin siya. Nilagyan ko siya ng bullet per transaction para hindi tayo malito dahil sasabihin ko mamaya per value kung saan natin siya nakuha. An entity, a grocery retailer, operates a customer loyalty program. The entity grants program members loyalty points when they spend a specific amount on groceries. Program members can redeem the points for further groceries. The points have no expiry date. The sales during 2021 amounted to 9 million based on stand-alone selling price. During 2021, the customers earned 10,000 points, but the management expects that 80% of 8,000 of these points will be redeemed. The stand-alone selling price of each loyalty point is estimated at 100. On December 31, 2021, 4,000 points have been redeemed in exchange for groceries. In 2022, the management revised the expectations and now expect that 90% or 9,000 of the points will be redeemed altogether. During 2022, the entity redeemed 4,100 points. In 2023, a further 900 points are redeemed. Management continues to expect that 9,000 points will ever be redeemed, meaning no more points will redeem after 2023. So, i-allocate natin yung transaction price based on our illustration. So, i-add muna natin yung total ng product sales at yung points ng total alone selling price since hindi sila magkasama sa our illustration. So, yung product sales which is 9 million is matatagpuan natin siya sa bullet 4, and yung points stand-alone selling price is matatagpuan natin yung 10,000 points sa bullet 5 kanina, and in bullet number 7 makikita naman natin yung value from each point which is 100 from each point. So 10,000 points times 100 each is equals to 1 million. So i-add natin siya to get a total of 10 million. So ito yung sinasabi kong allocation. I-allocate natin para makuha natin yung total transaction price. Product sales, 9 million. Ito yung sinasabi ko nga palang fraction. So, product sales, 9 million yung value ng product sales divided by 10 million, which is the total na kinipilak natin kanina. Then, yung percentage na makukuha natin, yung pag pinag-divide natin yung dalawa, is i-multiply natin sa 9 million, which is yung product sales, yung stand-alone selling price. And same procedure in computing the points. 1 million divided by 10 million times 9 million. So, makukuha natin yung 900,000. And pag-add natin yung dalawa and makukuha natin yung total transaction price na 9 million. So, for the journal entries, to record the initial sale in 2021, cash 9,000, credit cash 9,000, credit sales 8,100,000 and credit unearned revenue points 900,000. So ito yung allocation natin na kinomplete natin kanina. So yung may unearned revenue tayo kasi may liability pa tayo sa customers. Hindi pa nagagamit ng customers yung points na binigay natin sa kanila. And take note that points is ma-realize natin siya through time. So in the year 2021, 4,000 points redeemed by the customer. So para ma-compute natin yung revenue, ito yung sinasabi ko kayo na in recognition, on page 48 ng book natin, ito yung nature niya para mas maintindihan natin. Katulad nga dun sa sa gift certificates, actual redemption yung nag-redeem during the year over the expected points to be redeemed multiply by the base natin kung ano yung total unearned revenue points natin. So dito, yung 4,000, which is ito nga yung actual na nag-redeem during 2021, divided by 8,000 to yung expected points to be redeemed by the customer, multiply by the 900,000, ito yung 900,000, siya yung unearned revenue points na na-compute natin in allocation. And take note that yung expected points to be redeemed by the customer, which is yung 8,000, is nagbabago siya year by year. And yung 900,000 is fixed siya. Laging tandaan, fixed siya. Ang laging nagbabago is itong 8,000 na expected points to be redeemed ng entity. So, makuha natin yung, 4,000 divided by 8,000 multiplied by 900,000 is 450, which is yung revenue to be recognized in 2021. And the journal entry is unearned revenue points 450,000 and credit sales 450,000. So, yung points naman is hindi naman siya nare-realize sa isang year lang. Siyempre, may mga customers na i-redeem yan pwedeng. Since sa illustration natin, yung points of no expiry date based on the bullet number 3 kanina. So, may mga customers na i-redeem yun, mga in the second year pa, in the third year pa. So, magkakaroon din tayo ng computation doon and magkakaroon tayo ng subsequent liquidation. And subsequent liquidation, ganun, same pa din siya. Same procedure pa din siya. Actual redemption divided by the expected points to be redeemed multiplied by the unearned revenue na na-compute natin kanina, yung fixed na 900,000. But dito, yung actual redemption is gagamit na tayo ng cumulative. So, what is cumulative? Yung cumulative is i-add natin yung points redeemed from the previous year and points redeemed from the current year. So, yung points redeemed in 2021 is 4,000 and yung points redeemed in 2022 is 4,100. And magkakaroon tayo ng total points redeemed to December 31, 2022 na 8,100. And ito yung actual redemption natin, yung magiging numerator natin. So, since naka-cumulative tayo, yung amount na makakompute natin dito, isatawag natin cumulative revenue. So, in computing the cumulative revenue, 8,100, which is yung total points to be redeemed, multiply by the 9,000 points. So, sabi ko nga kanina, yung expected value of points is nagbabago siya. And yung 9,000 na yun is matatagpuan natin in bullet number 9. In year 2022, nagbago yung expectation ng entity sa mga customers na magre-redeem. Is naging 9,000 nga. Then, i-multiply natin siya sa 900,000, which is yung fixed value of unearned revenue na allocate natin yung sa kanina. So, 8,100 divided by 9,000 times 900,000 is equals to 810,000. That is the cumulative revenue. So, since nagre-recognize tayo ng income, ng revenue year by year, i-deduct natin yung revenue na na-recognize natin in year 2021, which is yung 450,000, and yung balance na makokollect na balance na matitira doon is yun yung revenue to be recognized in 2022, and yun yung gagawa natin ng journal entry, which yung 360,000. So, our journal entry is debit and earned revenue points 360,000 and credit sales 360,000. And in year in year 2023, may nag-redeem ulit na customers na 900 points. So, kapag cumulative, lagi natin tatandaan na i-add natin yung mga points to be redeemed from the first year hanggang sa year na binigay na illustration. So, points redeemed in 2021 is 4,000. Points redeemed in 2022 is 4,100. And yung points redeemed in 2023 is 900. So, total points to be redeemed in December 31, 2023 is 9,000. So, same procedure pa din. Cumulative actual redemption divided by the expected points to be redeemed and multiplied by the unearned revenues na na-allocate natin kanina. So, 9,000, which is the total points to be redeemed, divided by the 9,000, the expectations of the entity na magre-redeem, expected value of points na i-redeem, times 900,000, makukuha natin yung cumulative revenue na 900,000. Since sabi ko nga kayo na nagre-recognize tayo ng income, ng revenue, year by year, is i-deduct natin yung cumulative revenue na na-compute natin in the past year, in 2022, which is yung 810,000. Then, yung balance to na 90,000 is yun yung revenue to be recognized in 2023 na gagawa natin journal entry. And for the journal entry, debit and earned revenue points, 90,000 and credit sales, 90,000. So, next topic, third party operates loyalty program. So, from the title itself, third party, may third party na involved dito. And in our illustration, merong isang retailer na nagbebenta ng electronic goods and may ka-take up siya na airline company. So, let's proceed to our illustration. An entity, a retailer of electrical goods, participates in a customer loyalty program operated by an airline. The entity grants program members 1 air travel points for every 1,000 spent on electrical goods. Program members can redeem the points for travel with the airline subject to availability. The entity pays the airline 60 pesos for each point. During the current year, the entity sold electrical goods for consideration totaling 4,500,000 based on stand-alone selling price and granted 5,000 points with the stand-alone selling price of 100 per point, 100 pesos per point. So, kaya na itong 60 pesos, na to, ito yung agreement ng retailer tsaka ng airline company na value of each point na i-offer ng retailer. Siyempre, hindi nang papayag yung retailer na 60 pesos niya rin yun ibebenta. Siyempre, kailangan niya rin dagdagan yun na tuba para kumita siya. Kaya dito, yung sa ulit, 100 points, is may markup siya na 40 pesos per points na ma-offer niya. So, ang gagawin natin is i-allocate natin. Ito yung allocation. Para malaman natin yung allocated, yung stand-alone selling price ng product sales and stand-alone selling price ng points. So, i-add natin yung selling price tsaka points natin. Yung product sales pala tsaka yung points natin. Yung product sales is may 4,500,000 and yung points na 5,000 points sa grant ng retailer times 100 pesos per points. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng 500,000 in total of 5 million. So, sa fraction, pinaikli lang siyang 4,500,000 divided by 5 million. Kaya siya naging 45 of divided by 50. So, yung sagot sa fraction is i-multiply natin sa 4,500,000 to get the 4,050,000. And same procedure as points. 500,000 divided by 5 million. Yung sagot dito, i-multiply natin sa 5,000. Kaya makukuha natin. And then, yung sagot dun is i-deduct natin. Kukunin natin yung by yung percentage ng fraction ng 5 over 50. Then, yung sagot dun is i-multiply natin siya sa 500,000. Yung sagot dun is hindi yun yung i-record natin sa allocated. Yung sagot dun, i-deduct natin siya sa 500 para makuha natin yung 450,000. So, nagkaroon tayo ng allocated. Pero ito yung transaction price natin na 4,500,000 and equivalent siya dun sa total consideration received natin na ng product sales. So, after natin ma-allocate yan, magkakaroon tayo ng, i-identify natin yung net revenue from points. So, yung net revenue from points natin na 450,000 na na-collect natin, then i-deduct natin yung payment to airline. So, ibig sabihin, magkakaroon tayo ng payment to airline, magkakaroon tayo ng expense later, mamaya sa journal entry natin. So, since yung equivalent value of points na i-offer ng retailer sa customer is 60% based sa agreement ng airline company tsaka retailer. So, doon natin i-multiply yung 5,000 na points na in-offer ng retailer. So, 5,000 times 60 is equals to 300. Then, i-deduct natin siya to get the net revenue from points, 150,000. So, after that, ito na yung journal entries natin. The entity has fulfilled its obligation by granting the points. Therefore, revenue from points is recognized when the electrical goods are sold. So, ibig sabihin, 'di ba, kanina yung mga sa gift certificates, customer loyalty program, once nagbigay tayo ng points is may liability tayo sa customers hangga't hindi nila nagagamit yung points. But in this case, once nagbigay tayo ng points is diretso record revenue na diretso recognize as revenue na tayo. Bakit? Kasi yung binigay nating points is hindi na naman babalik sa atin yung customers para i-redeem siya. Bali, pupunta na yung customers para i-redeem yung points na yun sa airline company na katransact natin. So, wala na tayong liability sa kanila. Ang may liability sa kanila is yung airline company. Kaya in this case is magre-record na tayo ng revenue. So, to record the initial sale, cash 4,500, ito yung total consideration received natin. Credit sales 4,050 and credit revenue from points is 450,000. Ito yung allocate natin kanina. And to record the payment to airline, ito yung sabi ko expense kanina. Yung debit, loyalty, program expense is 300,000 and credit cash 300,000. So, that's all the discussion about chapter 2. And before we end, we will leave with this quote: success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And again, I am John Carlos El Santo together with my partner Marian Gail Suwa. And if you have questions regarding this chapter, feel free to DM us. And that's all. And we hope you learned a lot. Thank you.